Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of February 7th, 2021. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams. I'm Caleb Black. That's our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury. And it is time for This Week in Wrestling History. Even though we got ripped off.
I would like to state
Vince.
I would like to state for the record, Max is looking rather tired over there.
Looks exhausted.
I am.
You didn't get much sleep last night.
Depleted. You need to drink a bottle of water or something.
That's a Pedialyte. All right, Max, take it away.
Electrolytes.
You already did.
Yeah, he took it. He ain't the one that was taking it. Anyway, all right, Max, history. Let's do this.
There we go. Not a whole lot of birthdays on my list here, but we're going to go over what we got. On Monday, the 8th, Big Show.
Oh, right on.
Well.
Will turn 49.
49. Wow.
49 years old is Paul White.
That's crazy.
Would have been birthday of Classy Freddie Blassie.
Classy Freddie Blassie. Remember that?
Pencil neck geek.
Remember that old? Remember like the old WWE package where they would do like the history of wrestling.
Yeah,
and that was always. I
yeah.
just remember Vince. Classy Freddie Blassie.
Yep. He's one of the greatest managers of all time.
Yep.
Next to Bobby Heenan.
We lost him back in 2003.
God, it's been that long. Wow.
18 years.
And we lost Sensational Sherry back in 2007, and would have been her birthday as well.
Finest woman in professional wrestling.
Tuesday, birthday of one Medusa.
All right, on.
Alundra Blaze. Happy birthday.
Turned 57.
Wow. She looked good for 57.
Yes, she does.
I hope I look good that good for 57.
You don't look that good for 37.
I don't look that good for 27. Fuck you.
Well, how about looking good for 50? Because Victoria looks great.
And just had an appearance in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Victoria.
Yeah. At 50 years old.
I know you get my
Yeah,
letters. I've never.
Yeah, she'll celebrate her 50th birthday on
The
Wednesday.
attorney said you can't talk about that anymore. 50 years old. Wow.
Wow. Happy birthday, Victoria.
Vanessa Craven will turn 39.
I don't have a clue who that
I
is.
have no idea who that is.
She was, I think that's from Impact or something.
Could be.
Could be.
I can't remember.
Might have been during the days we were taking an Impact.
I'm sorry I'm not familiar with you, Vanessa. But
Doesn't matter. You're still your birthday.
That's
Happy
right.
birthday.
Still your birthday.
Birthday too.
Who was this? KM?
KM.
Yeah. Why didn't I write down this whole name? 38. I think it was another guy from Impact or something.
Oh, right on.
I don't know why they just don't use actual names.
I don't either.
No idea.
I don't know. From, I believe, over in NJPW, Taiji Ishimori
Yeah.
will turn 38.
I would like to point out for the fact this is the first time, 38, happy birthday. This is the first time that we've had a Japanese name that you have pronounced correctly.
I always pronounce it correctly.
What happens on the weekends need to happen every weekend before we film this shit.
Ken Shamrock.
Oh,
Shit.
will turn,
He already hates us.
are we ready for this?
will turn 57 on the
His
11th.
bag of ecstasy will turn 32.
Ken
How old?
Shamrock is 57.
Oh, yeah, I've got
Yes.
every
Jericho, start working out.
Yeah.
You have no more excuses.
No more excuses.
Jesus
During his
Christ.
birthday, Hernandez
Right on.
Hey.
Talking about somebody else who needs to start working out.
will
No
turn
more excuses.
48.
I got a funny story about Hernandez that I
Gosh.
can never tell.
Damn. Hernandez is 47 years
Yeah.
old? Wow.
Mexican Superman. Well, he was. That tracks. That would have only made him in his early 30s when he was one of Impact's top stars, almost 15
Getting
years
too
ago.
fucking old for this
Oh,
shit.
that KM, that was Kevin Matthews.
Kevin Matthews.
Oh,
okay, I know who Kevin Matthews is. Happy birthday, Kevin. KM. Spell your fucking name correctly.
KM,
Maybe next
right?
time, Max will have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I got your back, Max. Randy Orton, greatest of all time. High five.
That's right.
Here we go again.
Exactly what my shirt says. On the 12th, Akeem, the one-man gang,
Oh, okay.
Yep.
will turn 61.
61 years old. Jesus. Happy birthday, Akeem, the African Dream.
On the 13th, Tommy Dreamer will turn 50.
He's actually getting a main
title
event
match.
title match at
Because it's
Impact's
his
next
birthday.
pay-per-view because it's his birthday. Because Impact's booking is just the bestest.
Happy birthday, though,
Happy
Dreamer.
birthday, Dream. I loved when I
Eat
got to
some
meet you when I
fucked
was
up
a kid.
shit on the internet. That's
Fucking
what he got famous for.
Jesus.
A few other people birthdays coming up this week. I had made my honorable mention list. Seth Green will turn
Right on.
47 on the 8th.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Little Scotty Evil?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, just for shits and giggles, wrestle a tag team match as John Cena's partner on
Yep.
Monday Night Raw. That's why it's relevant.
Yep.
Just because he's amazing. Nick Nolte will turn 80 years old this week.
Wow. 80 years old for Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Nick Nolte is 80?
He's, turning 80 years old this week.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. I thought he was older than that myself, but right on. Okay, go ahead. I'm not going to connect him to wrestling because Nick Nolte needs no connection.
Exactly.
Wow, that's crazy shit.
Mary Steinberg
Mary Steinberg, right on.
will turn 68 this week.
She's been in numerous.
Mother of Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
So good. So good.
80 years old?
Loki, Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, right on. Also was a guest host of Monday Night Raw. That's why it's relevant.
Will turn 40 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. He looks good for 40, don't get me wrong.
I can tie him to wrestling in another way. It's a lot simpler. He plays Chris Hemsworth's brother, and Chris Hemsworth's playing Hulk Hogan in the new biopic. Yeah, how about that?
Fair enough.
Bam.
The absolutely hilarious.
Tough act,
Don't call him funny. Joe Pesci.
Am I a clown to you? Do I amuse you?
Do I amuse you?
Will turn 78 this week.
I fucking love Joe Pesci.
Would have been the birthday of
The Sticky Bandits.
Burt Reynolds.
Burt
I
Reynolds.
love Burt Reynolds.
Was in a movie with a bunch of wrestlers called the remake of The Longest Yard. That's why it's relevant.
And then on the 12th, Josh Brolin will turn 53 years old.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Josh Brolin was in a movie called The Goonies.
Yes, he was.
To mention
The
that.
Goonies is relevant to our program here because there was a music video called Goonies Never Say Die by Cyndi Lauper, who is a Hall of Famer, who also, the music video had the likes of Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, Boris Kozlov,
Captain Lou Albano.
So I say, don't forget Captain Lou Albano.
Nikolai Volkov, Roddy Piper, I think I said twice, but he deserves to be said twice.
That's right.
Then that's why it's relevant.
That's right. So happy birthday to everybody. Now, a few people we want to make mention of, talk a little bit about.
All right, let's hear it.
Bobo Brazil.
Bobo Brazil, probably for his time, was the most recognized African-American professional wrestler in his day. Also was the first undocumented African-American world heavyweight champion.
Also was one of the people responsible. This was during a period of time where segregation was still in act, and would insist that African-American fans be treated the same in the venues and be allowed to sit on the lower seating, because before they were always relegated to the up top. But in the Southern Territories, black fans made up just as much a population as the white fans did.
Most of the time, more.
So I guess we should mention this will be part of our tribute or
contribution to Black History.
Yes.
But was fundamental in ensuring that at wrestling events, African American fans were treated just the same as white fans.
Yeah.
Because their money spent just the same.
It does. Still does today.
That's right.
What about Jacqueline?
One of the baddest bitches in professional wrestling ever. Ever. There were men
who
wouldn't wrestle Jacqueline not because she was a woman, but because they were scared.
Yeah, because she
Jacqueline.
worked tight, she worked stiff, and she wrestled.
Most notable African American performer of the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
when it comes to women.
Yeah,
I mean, for sure. And still wrestling and still can go today.
Yep.
Hall of Famer as well.
That's right.
Let's make mention of the great Too Cold Scorpio.
Flash Funk. He wrestled Shane Douglas in the finals of the ECW Championship Tournament, to which Shane eventually won and threw down the belt, claiming ECW as the World Heavyweight Champion. Too Cold Scorpio, multi-time tag team champion.
Yep.
ECW television champion. He went to the WWE, did the Flash Funk gimmick with the dancing girls. Decided he never really made an impact in WWE the way that I thought he should have.
Sure.
But, I mean, you can't say anything about his in-ring work. He was a big man who flew from the top rope when they didn't do that.
And came out of retirement last year.
Yeah.
To return to the wrestling ring. Which means that he's still conditioned and still looked, amazing.
Means now he's Cold Scorpio.
That's right. That's pretty good.
About Naomi.
Oh, gosh. Greatest shoes in the wrestling business?
One of the biggest names in the wrestling business today. Still part of the fundamental. One of the athletes who was fundamental to the Divas, the women's evolution as a superstar. One of the first African-American women to wrestle for a women's championship at WrestleMania and win twice.
Also, the standard bearer for championship material on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Honestly, she was a constant. Of course, here in the last 2 years, she's been out a lot with injuries.
And, yeah.
But when she makes an impact, like at the Royal Rumble, she's what people say the female equivalent of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Where there's the Kofi spot and there's the Naomi spot, and there's always one of those in a Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And just a little bit about the Junkyard Dog.
Sylvester Ritter was probably the most over African-American performer in the WWF in the early to late 80s.
Not to mention how over he was in the territories.
Considering he was so over, yet never held a heavyweight championship.
Was on track to win a world title until the lifestyle and the addictions and food problems he was eating. Crappy food and doing copious amounts of drugs takes a terrible toll on your body and your physical well-being. But when JYD was in his full, well-conditioned stages in the early 80s and even later 70s, was one of the biggest drawing names in professional wrestling.
He also wrestled Harley Race at WrestleMania 3 for the King of the Ring crowd.
Yep.
Which in 86?
Yeah, 86.
That was huge for that time because he was up on the card.
Yep.
In a main level draw with probably one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time in Harley Race. And if you wrestled Harley Race and Harley was gracious enough to put you over, you knew you had talent.
Yep.
Sylvester Ritter died in a car crash on his way to wrestle for a St. Jude's charity event. Died outside of St. Louis on the interstate in a car accident, which was a big blow to professional wrestling. Also, a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And last on this week, what I consider one of the biggest names in the women's division right now, Miss Bianca Belair.
First African-American woman to win a women's Royal Rumble. And while the women's Royal Rumble is still in its infancy, she is the future of the women's division.
She also holds the longest run time in a Rumble.
Yep. She is also in real life an all-state track and field champion multiple times. Is one of the most athletically and physically conditioned and proficient women's wrestlers in the company today. Is the wife of another wrestler, Montez Ford. And again, her contributions to NXT helped the women's division stabilize and maintain there. Coming up to the main roster, she's done nothing but perform. She's going to be a megastar, and I hope, by God, she wins at WrestleMania.
All right, we're running short on the video, but I would like to say for all you internet nerds out there, her one foot touched the ground, not both feet. Therefore, quit raining on the parade. The Royal Rumble was fantastic this year. Quit complaining about anything.
Fucking nerds with your nerd hair.
Anyway, speaking of nerds, if you're on the computer, you can shoot us an email at
ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown.
Segway!
Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a comment down below, and stay tuned. We got more videos coming. See if you call them videos.
I know, right?
That's right.